Oh,
We're going to do our best with the wind here. We might just end up holding it.
yeah.
I can hold it for you, and you can hold it for me.
That's fine. That's fine.
You picking? We're out here at Visser Farms, out in West Michigan, kind of by, I think it's Borculo, Holland.
Yep.
And getting strawberries.
Oh, and how lucky are we to be positioned in the right spot for this sort of thing?
Most people don't realize that almost everybody in the country has some access to some kind of U picking.
Yes.
You might have to get in a car. You might have to drive, even if it's a couple hours. And I know some people that live in the inner city are like, well, we don't have, any of that. Well, you can get, like, there's inner cities around here. Grand Rapids is literally like 20 minutes that way.
Yep.
So anyone that lives in Grand Rapids, they can get out of the city just a little bit, and most people don't realize that they have some kind of you pick kind of farm around them. And we happen to live in Michigan, where we have, at least 100. From what I understand, is actually a couple hundred.
Right. Well, Visser Farms later this season or later this summer is going to convert to blueberries.
Is it just blueberries, or do they do apples too?
Well, that would end up being closer to fall. But yeah, once the strawberry season is done in July sometime, blueberry apples will still be coming along at point.
Now, I live a mile from a blueberry. It's called the Reindeer Blueberry Farm in Nunavut, Michigan.
Yep.
And I go there every day. I eat my breakfast there, and then I have lunch. It's like $2. Just go there every day. Now, Tom, when's the last time you've been picking?
Oh, I haven't done this since I was in high school.
High school.
I grew up around these types of things too.
What stopped you?
Moved away.
Where to?
Moved from Oceana down to Muskegon County and started working too much.
Now you still live in Muskegon County, right?
Correct. But my life has been prioritized a little better.
How you came over from Muskegon to come pick me up?
Yep. Inside of a half hour from where we were at. Considering it's on the north side of Holland, we took pretty much, aside from coming down 231, we took back way down. We didn't go through Grand Haven to get here, so it didn't really take us any time at all.
So half hour.
Yeah, easily.
Do these look a little different than the strawberries you're getting from the grocery store?
Oh, definitely. That was one of the things growing up. My grandma had probably 4 really long rows in her garden every year, so we always got them straight from her garden.
Now, it's interesting, guys. I don't know how many people get ringing in their ears, but I get, over the last 17 months, I get ringing in my ears a lot. I happen to really like it. For some reason, it's comforting to me. I feel like it's just something to do with the earth's vibration. But the reason why I'm talking about that is because there's something about strawberries when I take them home and I get them really washed off, I clean them, I sit down with them, and I just kind of like, because a lot of times people get all this fruit and they're like so rush,
Right.
I last year I went to the blueberry farms every day I might have missed a couple, and they were open on Sundays. But I noticed a lot of families would come in and they were just like, it was almost like they had to hurry up and do something like that and get out of there.
Right.
And I think it's a little sad because you know, I think when there's something powerful about just sitting here and taking time and just doing it.
Correct.
You know, we spend how much money to go to movies and theaters and spend all that money and put stuff in it's probably not supposed to have. And I'm not saying that's bad, but how much is this going to cost?
Moderation, both. This is impressive. Yeah, sign on the building said $3.75 a pound. I'm sorry, you can't get that in the grocery store.
Nope.
So,
And it does something with strawberries with the ringing in the ears.
so
When I eat them, is almost like a music. If you have ringing in the ears,
yeah.
it's a really weird thing. I feel like strawberries has a real high vibration.
Well, the funny thing about strawberries, all of this red flesh, that isn't the fruit. Those yellow dots that we would call the seeds, those are the fruits. The flesh is actually, what do they call it? Basically, bloated, expanded blossom.
Oh, really?
The flesh.
So would you say that's water?
For the most part, yeah.
So it's probably just surrounded by
Very much
structured water.
Now, as we've started looking into talking about, strawberries actually contain a significant amount of 5 different terpenes.
Ooh.
Myrcene being the biggest one. So, in a certain quantity, strawberries do have a physically relaxing effect on the body.
Well, it makes sense, but if all those seeds are different fruits, kind of,
Yep.
it makes sense why when I eat them, I hear a really weird vibration I hear a really weird sound.
Because most fruit plants nowadays are generally hybrids, mixes of all sorts of different breeds. Now, if they were heirloom, you would get exactly what you were planting. But that doesn't diminish what, really the hybridization is more for the sake of survival of the species than it is for controlling anything else. Yeah, so with those terpenes, and that also creates the general aroma that you get off of that sweet aroma that comes off of those terpenes. But then when you dig into the flavonoids, you're getting access to the polyphenols, especially anthocyanin, which you hear a lot about with blueberries and blackberries and raspberries. Strawberries aren't actually berries. They're just the fruit, and I don't remember which ones they're related to more. It was something that the history of it is it just stuck with the name of something else that it was brought over with. But no, they are not actually berries because of the fact that what we look at it and call it berries is because of that red flesh, and that's not the actual fruit. So
it's delicious.
It is. But yeah, heavy. Besides the myrcene and the limonene that allows for a degree of physical relaxation when you smell, you inhale, and ingest these fruits. They're full of antioxidants. A lot of that, for lack of giving heavy scientific terms, an anti-aging and a mobility supporting process to what they carry.
I like the structured water.
Yep. Yep.
I don't drink a lot of water, but I eat a lot of fruit, and a lot of people think I'm a fruitarian. A lot of people do. And I tell people I'm not, because I eat like eggs.
Oh yeah.
And I violate it. I'm not a fruitarian. I eat a lot of fruit because anytime I'm thirsty, I eat fruit.
Yeah.
So I eat my liquid.
Right.
I will have some water, but I put lemon with it just because I want the lemon. And it's the best to have lemon with water,
Right.
and because it's really hard to just have water, so I like to dilute it. So the reason I have any water is just to dilute my lemon, and if you put it in the sun, and it breaks the chemicals in it up and kind of stir it around, it's really good for you. But the structured water, if you eat a handful of strawberries, you're not thirsty anymore.
Oh no. Oh no.
Not
That's-
thirsty. Hey,
that's the
subscribe, guys. Subscribe.
Absolutely. That's the other thing too, is with the actual fruit, it's been counted consistently about 200 of these seeds on each fruit. And part of what they do in your system, and this is good for diabetics, because they do have to be careful about what fruits they
Which
do.
there's a lot of diabetic people in my house.
They do have to be careful about what fruits they are eating and how much, but the structure of these strawberries help regulate how much your blood sugar, how much of it actually stays in your system, or how much it transports through and out.
Yeah, and in your body, one of the biggest problems people have. This is one of the biggest problems people have is they're dehydrated.
Yes.
Most people are very, very. It's funny because my mom is a diabetic. I went and talked to her, and what is it called? Endocrinologist?
Endocannabinoid.
No, endocrinologist.
Endocrinologist.
I should know it because I have a lot of. I can never get this one right. But really, people are way too dehydrated.
Yep.
And if they can get rid of the sodas and the salts and all that, and you know what's interesting? Fruits hydrate
Yes.
like none other. Like I will get up in the middle of the night. I used to be an alcoholic. You know how what I used to do in the middle of the night is I'd get up and I'd pound a beer to fall asleep better, right? Now what I do is I'll literally go downstairs and grab a handful of strawberries, slam them, go back to sleep and dream like a baby.
Yes.
The way God made us.
Yep. And that's one thing. Strawberries and kiwi are very similar to each other. And kiwi's another one of those that is a good sleep aid. It kicks up the serotonin. And
now explain that, Tom, because a lot of people don't understand serotonin. They're like, well, how does serotonin help with sleep?
it relaxes your body, is what it does. I mean,
Serotonin, what happens is serotonin converts into melatonin.
Correct.
Through the dark.
Yep. But in contrary to actually taking the supplements, the fruit actually works directly with your body what it already creates. It's helping regulate. So as opposed to say, because during there in the early 2000s when big gym crazes were really kicking in and all the guys were hitting the creatine heavy for the sake of what they thought were going to be gains, not paying attention to the fact that creatine naturally occurs in our bodies, and same as testosterone. And when you start messing with how that's being created and used in your system, your body stops making it, because
it's funny because people always
money.
wonder. They tell me like if I'm not eating meat that I should be withering away, and I'm
No.
like I'm clearly not withering away. I feel like when I lift, I do curls.
Yep.
I feel like when I do curls, I feel like I'm on supplements, but I'm on no supplements. I eat a lot of fruit.
No, there are actually plenty of aminos in fruit. It may not be as prevalent as it is in meat.
I do eat a lot of pistachios,
But it's exactly.
and I eat a lot of avocados, and I do eat eggs.
Yes, and eggs are easily, especially egg whites.
Duck eggs, and I have a couple duck eggs a day.
The egg whites are they're probably the most.
But what about people that are just fruitarians? Because there is fruitarians.
So there are plenty of options, and like you said, avocado is a good spot.
Yes.
For, getting some
nuts, guys.
Yep. Exactly.
I a lot of people. I'm in a lot of fruitarian groups. I don't know what the hard thing about nuts is. Like, I don't see fruitarians say don't eat nuts. I don't see them say that. I just see a lot of people like eat fruit.
Yep.
I would recommend if you're a fruitarian, eat nuts.
I was gonna say part of that. The nut culture has been demonized a bit because of the explosion in allergies.
Yeah.
And the fact that much like the potential for what shellfish can do to somebody, somebody with a nut allergy it's you're playing Russian roulette, could be very deadly. But and that's funny.
But you
Most
can't
people-
go wrong with fruits.
That's another funny thing. You know, I said strawberries aren't actually berries.
Yeah.
With nuts comes from peanuts. Peanuts aren't actually nuts.
Yeah.
They're legumes. You know, they grow in the ground instead of on a tree.
I like pistachios and I like cashews.
Oh yeah.
I'll eat a little bit of peanuts, but I think they're the lower vibration out of all of them.
Yep.
But guys, I'm gonna brag on pistachios. I always have a handful of pistachios nearby.
Yeah.
And during the day, I've noticed especially when anxiety kicks up.
Yep.
What will happen is I'll get this urge all of a sudden. I need food. It's like the signal comes in, food.
Mhm.
And in the past, I'm like, Taco Bell, Arby's, get in the car, you gotta go find some food, right?
Right.
But now I'll go grab a little handful of pistachios and I'll go find a little piece of fruit, usually pineapples. I always have some pineapple.
Yep.
And if I just take that handful of pistachios, sit for a minute, and I eat that fruit, drink a little lemon water, and especially if I go just for a little walk, I'm not hungry. I'm satisfied.
Exactly.
I'm so satisfied where you couldn't even get me to eat any food. And if you happens is it's also loaded with I can't think of it. There's another compound in it that's really good for your brain and your GABA.
Yep.
So GABA, what GABA does is it sends a message to your brain that you're satisfied. That's all it is. When you get adrenaline comes from when you get that cortisol, that runner's high or whatever,
Mhm.
that's coming from that different type of high.
Correct.
Serotonin is just saying you're satisfied, you've had enough. It's not adrenaline. It's your. That's why when a turkey is full of serotonin, you can sleep because you're done. You're satisfied. We need serotonin to be satisfied. That's why it turns into melatonin. It's actually a calming effect.
Now, with your pistachios, do you prefer shell on or pre-shell?
Shell on, because I think it's a rhythm food. I think as men, we're so used to grabbing food, throwing it into our mouth, and not even tasting it.
Right.
That's why people love dips, just because as long as the dip tastes good, it doesn't matter what they're eating.
Right. And
But if you really slow down and think about what you're eating,
I do keep a bag of shelled pistachios in my car because, I mean, let's face it, much like playing on your phone while you're driving, probably not a good idea to try to shell pistachios while you're driving either.
Yeah.
But yes, when I'm at home, my pistachios.
If you ever stop smoking, a lot of people they like to fidget with their hands.
Yep.
And if just going in and sitting down with pistachios, I really love it, dude. There's something I like the opening up of pistachios as much as I love eating it.
Oh, it's very satisfying. It's an accomplishment, small accomplishment, but it's still an accomplishment. You're working for your food.
But I always mix it with some fruit, because fruit, what it does is it opens up your fascia, and your fascia allows the signals from all the stuff to move faster through your blood. That's how I
Yes.
see it anyway. Why don't we talk a little bit about West Michigan, you picking small farms and what we have our hands on over here?
Oh, definitely. We're pretty loaded in them when you factor in all the different fruits over the seasons that we have. I mean, I know it's not just fruit, because I mean, we've already been through the asparagus season. You've got that opportunity, and fortunately for those, you can just hit your farmers markets. But there's something about coming out into the fields or into the orchards where you're actually getting your hands on things. As we talk about the terpenes and how a lot of that's actually absorbed through the skin as opposed to ingesting. But yeah, we're in a strawberry farm. They've also got blueberry fields, and they'll be doing new picks of that later. This whole Ottawa County is pretty much the super hotbed for a lot of the U-pick blueberries, but Muskegon County has plenty as well.
We had a friend, Doug, who
Yep.
owned one. He sold one, but we literally, my son used to work at one
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
for Doug.
Yep, I grew up with around a teacher that used to teach at the junior high where I went to high school, and he was a farmer, and we used to go hand pick cherries for him. And that's one of the things I'm looking forward to this season, because the cherry season, the blueberries.
There is a cherry field in Coopersville.
Yep, and then
Where's the one you're talking about?
up in Oceana County, up the Hart Elbridge areas, if they're still operating, because I know that particular farmer passed away, and I don't know if his son took over the family operation or not. So
Well,
I
we
don't
need to
know
go
if,
up there.
yeah, absolutely. And honestly, with the idea of cherries, I'm all for a road trip up to Traverse City.
I am too.
Oh,
I told Tom I actually lived in Traverse City, grew up in Traverse City on Peninsula Drive, had a cherry tree in our yard.
Yep.
God was preparing me to be a big fruit guy. You know what I mean? I didn't know it, but I've always liked fruit. I want to say a little bit about this. A lot of people, they're starting to wake up to the fact you go to a grocery store, they don't really like the whole pesticide, all the chemicals that they spray on their fruits, right? And a lot of people, they don't like that, and they want to get away from that.
Yep.
And it's true if you go out here, because we're at Visser Farm, they if you look it up, they probably use some kind of chemicals. Actually,
probably in the water.
it's probably in the water.
That they hydrate the.
But a lot of people are like, well, it's the same thing. It's not the same. First off, these don't look like the strawberries you get from the grocery store,
Nope.
correct? That's one thing. Believe your eyes. Don't believe everything you hear. Don't believe everything that's online. Believe your eyes. Do these look like the strawberries you get at the grocery store? Not the ones around here. If I go to a grocery store one, and I ask them, what chemicals are you spraying on all this fruit? Guess what they're going to tell me?
They're going to tell you exactly what they put on it.
Not a store, not a big
store. The store doesn't.
A big box store, they won't have they don't know what they're putting on it.
Nope.
They have no idea what they're putting on it, and they don't know. And if you look at it, what they're doing is they're going with the low bid.
Correct.
But if you go to a U-pick in a small farm, which they're all over, most people have access to them. Guess what? If you ask them, they're probably going to have a list of it, and they'll probably be able to tell you what it is.
And that's the big thing with a lot of the stores. The stores, the reason they go with the low bid is because most of this product sits on trucks for weeks to months at a time, and then they're sent into the stores just before they're about to expire, if you will. And but that's the beauty of U-picks. Not only are you going to get the best price per pound for what you're picking, but you're locally sourcing,
and you're correct. I know, just like an umbilical cord from a baby.
Yep.
I know that has electricity still in it.
Correct.
And that's a fact. Zeeland, if you live in Borculo, if you live in any of these areas around here, even if you live in Lansing, I guess we live on this thing called the fruit belt. Never knew this. A fruit belt.
Yep.
And for some reason, the way the water stays cold in the spring and it starts to gradually get warm in the summertime, it creates this really, really good fertile ground. And we have sand here. We have a lot of sand here in West Michigan, which creates a lot of good for water runoff.
Yep.
We have probably the best place,
a prime ecosystem
in the entire planet. I think, guys, I really believe this. And if you look at Muskegon and these areas, there was a time and day and age where all this was just fruits.
Yep.
The natives, all the original people, they had fruit farms all over here. If you read your local history books back in the day, and then something happened, wiped them out, all the fruits.
Yep.
And I believe if you're in West Michigan and you're not out doing this, and if you're gonna U-pick, please don't make it just this big event where you're gonna hurry up with your family and rush them in and rush them out. Take your time and enjoy. This is life to your body.
Yep. Take it in. And for those that don't have an opportunity to get to a U-pick, I highly encourage you to track down as many of your local farmers markets as you possibly can, because that would be your second best opportunity from being able to be hands-on in the field.
I'll even challenge this one a little bit. I know a lot of people that don't live by a U farm or a U-pick place,
Yep.
but they could probably travel and go on a vacation to Disney World.
Oh yeah.
What if you saved your money and took your family to a place where there's thriving fruits and you made a vacation out of fruits? I'm just saying, wouldn't that be fun? Like, where you're getting real good fruits.
Put your resources into a different commercial resource.
People do it in Traverse City with.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They'll travel all over to go up to have the wine, and they should. It's fun. It's great wine up there.
Yep.
I think people should be doing that for fruits over here. We have some of the best. I mean, if you've had blueberries from a grocery store,
it's not the same.
It's not the type of blueberries you get from a U-pick where it's like
even if they are promoted as local, it's not the same.
And because in West Michigan, for some reason, they don't have to put a whole bunch of chemicals on it to make it look like that. They don't have to use hydroponics. They don't have to use all the stuff. It's the atmosphere that we have here that creates these massive fruits.
Correct.
We only have a couple months to do it. Well, maybe save your family a bunch of money and don't go on a big vacation if you live in West Michigan, and plan a whole bunch of, like Tom says, go up to Traverse City, go to the cherry farm, go get your family into the cherry orchards, or come out to Holland and, hit up the strawberry fields and grab a place around here. Don't go out, maybe stay around and really enjoy the fruit you have. Make a big day out of it,
I was going to say, start and a lot of people have been moving in this direction where, as opposed to commercial destinations for vacations and holidays, because let's face it, you don't unwind on those kind of holidays. You tend to get more stressed out.
Yeah.
You trade it in for an experience. Historical sites are becoming more popular again.
Yeah.
Instead of the large commercial destinations, and a lot of those historical sites also get you back in touch with a local flavor.
Yeah. Instead of bar hopping, you pick hopping.
Yep.
We'll join you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll probably be out there already. Thankfully, where I live by a nature preserve.
Yeah.
And right across right in my woods. It's all kind of like state land or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They as soon as the blueberries go away, I have this huge field of blackberries, wild blackberries, just thousands and thousands. And it's weird. I live by the subdivision. There's all these houses. No one ever goes out there. No one ever eats these blackberries. I have this huge field all to myself. I sit there. I go out there 3-4 times a day and eat.
Speaking of blackberries, I've told you before, up on the property that my mom lives on, the wooded area up on the plot that I originally started growing up on, that entire inside those woods is just completely overrun with blackberries. And by the end of July,
that's free. Like a
Correct.
lot of people don't realize this. And blackberries were actually a Native American. They had that. They grew that around here
And
all over.
they're considered almost as powerful for you as blueberries are.
They're really the dark,
Hydration's even better.
the sourness in it too.
Oh yeah, you get the right ones. Yep.
It's a really strong. It has a strong. I call it essence.
Yep.
I feel like it makes you.
That's the right word.
I think it gives you a really good, almost a masculine type of fruit. And then, but inside this huge blackberry field, inside of it, there's these trees, and there's pine trees, and there's this big tree, and inside this big pine tree, there's a huge Concord grape.
Oh yes, I've seen that.
And I can go out there and for a month straight, because no one else eats it.
Yep.
I go out there multiple times a day and grab a whole bunch of these grapes. And then it's like you go from blueberry, where it's like a dark, really good for your heart, the blackberry, then all of a sudden it's like even more sour with the Concord grapes.
Correct.
And then finally, in the same field, there's all these, I don't know if you've ever heard of them. Have you ever heard of autumn berries?
Autumn olive.
Autumn
Yeah,
olives.
honestly, people treat those plants as nuisances. They tend to clear. They bulldoze them out.
Don't. Dude, those are so good.
Uh-huh.
And they're more sour.
And
They're
we've
the
got-
more sour.
And we've got a lot of those up at my mom's, and I know they bulldozed a ton of them. But the thing is with autumn olive, if you're not actually working the land, they'll come back. They'll keep coming back.
Over by where I live, man, they're all over. All these trees are right in, and not everyone has access to this, but you might be surprised if you go out around just go in the woods.
Oh,
You might be surprised what you find
correct.
that nobody else, that nature is just giving you for free.
Yep. Get to know where you live.
A lot of people have that. Even when I lived in Muskegon, and I lived, pretty close to the inner city. We're close to where Tom lives right now.
Yep.
You walk around, if you go down the bike path down along Muskegon Lake,
Oh yeah.
there's a whole bunch of mulberry trees.
Correct.
I used to take my kids down there just to eat the mulberry trees, man. My kids know where a lot of mulberry trees are in Muskegon. There's one in Lake Harbor.
Yep.
And we would go down there.
Actually, I think they cut it out.
Nope.
No, okay.
Nope.
I know
They
they
might have
cut a
caught
lot.
one of them.
They cut a lot of because there were a lot of blackberries and the black raspberries. They cut a lot of that out of there.
Yeah, I seen the blackberries, but there's some mulberry trees there, and there's also a whole bunch of Concord grapes.
Yep.
And I'll go down there in the summertime and have a lot of my dinners when the kids
Yep.
are gone. It's like you have this food available. You literally can go in the woods. I know it sounds kind of like primitive,
That's a good thing.
but and that's in the city.
Establishing a skill of foraging is very noble.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, we will definitely be filling our summer up with traveling around to many of these U-picks. We're definitely going to be back here again before their season runs out. And I'm pretty sure we will be checking out a variety of blueberry opportunities.
All you gotta do, Tom, is let me know when you're coming.
Yep.
And more than likely, I'll come along.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I live close to here.
These types of things are great family events. And honestly, it gives kids something kids these days don't do as much anymore.
Yeah, my kids, I have 11, 12, and 13-year-old right now. And my
Oh.
11 and 12 boys, who both have ADHD, they went out yesterday with their stepmom, who we're actually really close with, and they love it.
Yeah,
Kids love this stuff, guys. They love it. And why spend a ton of money? Because this is stuff you get to consume.
correct.
This isn't just wasted money.
It's great quality time.
And more than likely, when they leave here, they're not going to be like, oh, let's go get pizza. Let's go get Taco Bell, because all of a sudden they're going to be satisfied from what they're getting.
Fruit's gone before you can get home and wash it.
Not supposed to, but
Well, that's the beauty of being on the west side of Michigan, here on the east coast of Lake Michigan, is a lot of our stuff tends to be a little safer in these types of settings.
yeah.
But at the same time, we do still encourage getting it home and doing a wash. Usually, water usually isn't good enough. Sometimes it's usually a solution of vinegar and baking soda.
Yeah.
Who know that your junior high science projects with volcanoes would pay off for cleaning fruit later in life. Man. So definitely, folks, look for your opportunities that you've got locally. I know that many cities are starting to get back into the trend of city gardens. In the bigger cities, there'd be rooftop gardens. I know in Muskegon, they've been able to claim some empty lots, and community members are coming together and getting gardens put together, one for their own use, and then fortunately, with a lot of gardens and a lot of things that we grow in gardens, we can get such an abundance that it also turns around and they're able to help out food banks.
Yeah.
And mind you, that's not the kind of stuff they can necessarily put on the shelf. Once they get it in their hands, they immediately move it into families with needs. And
I'm going to give a shout out to Spring Lake, Michigan. My mom, she lost her Social Security for a couple months just because of the stupid state, and she hasn't had money for 2 months. Now, thankfully, she lives with us. We're able to help her with her bills and stuff, but she's gone. The food banks around there, dude, they load them up. They load her up, treat her like a queen. And I want to say thank you to the city of Spring Lake for that. And then I want to also say, if this is her farm, I've come here quite a few times.
Yep.
And it's my stepkids go to Zeeland, which is right down the road from here. And a lot of people, they just don't know what they have their hands on around here.
Correct.
You're close to here if you live in West Michigan. And this is a really fancy place here. They take care of they're nice at their store. I've gone in their store. Some people don't treat, the nice thing about these you pick things, like I was saying, you go to a grocery store, they don't know anything about their fruits. Here, you can ask them. If they're mean or they don't treat you good, vote with your feet. Go someplace else. There's you pick place all over. Go to somebody who does care. They're all over. And then we can change. And then people, if they're mean or about, they'll become nicer because you're going to go.
Exactly.
You're going to actually do it right.
Time and visitation makes changes. And, it's one of those things that getting out, getting your hands dirty, getting out in these fields, there's no shame in this game. I mean, this is same with the food banks. I mean, food banks love the people they take care of. Nothing to be ashamed of.
No.
People are in need. And when you're able to do something to help bless them, it makes a huge difference in the communities.
Well, gas prices are so high right now. Food prices are so high right now. I think a lot of people are losing their health insurance, and there's a lot of things that you can do. You have things you can do. One of them is get fruit.
Correct.
Eat a lot of fruit. You can't go back. You can't go wrong with it.
Right.
You cannot go wrong with eating a lot of fruit. If you're losing your health insurance, eat some fruit. Do what else you got to do. If you're hard on the food, eat fruit. Why? Because it actually satisfies. There's a difference between having a handful of fruit and having a handful of processed food.
And it's amazing. The lower calorie in the fruit still takes care of you so much better.
Sustains you.
Correct. You can live on a much lower caloric intake because of the quality that you put in your system.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's not, say, getting back to this closer to, this isn't an organic setup. The local sources definitely will admit when they are or aren't. But when people are so concerned about what's being put on it or the GMO side of it, it still astounds me that people vilify GMO when ultimately GMO is built to make these fruits hardier, able to stand better climates. They're not mutating in that horror movie type sense. I mean, there are some cases they're definitely playing around with things. They're testing the boundaries. That's
Is
the
GMO, is that
thing I'm
more
saying.
for store consumption, or is it? I don't know if they put that so much on the U.
It's an industrial, more of an industrial side of it. It's they're trying to make them last longer, what they can cross, what make them larger so that they look like they've got more. Say a lot of the larger fruits you'll find in the store are probably lucky if they pack the same kind of
Yeah.
punch the smaller one does.
Because look at this, guys, the difference.
Yep.
You're gonna get in this type of strawberry.
Yep.
And you cannot tell me that looks like a store strawberry.
Correct.
And they don't taste the same either.
Oh no, they're much more concentrated in these. But if the grocery store is your only option, you're still not going to go wrong.
Nope.
You just have to make sure you do your best to take care of it once it leaves the store. If you get it from the store, you definitely have to use it up much quicker.
And we know that because we live in Michigan.
Correct.
So for like literally 7 months out of the year, we don't have this.
Yep.
This is the most exciting time because we have this right now. But for like 6-7 months, like we have to buy the store stuff and you can make it work. But it is harder. The feeling of it, the quantity, all the stuff, you're gonna get. I feel like we in West Michigan, your best thing you can do is get into this U-Pick thing.
Yes. Yep. And I definitely need to connect with my family members because that was the big thing throughout the entire summer months and into the fall with the harvests. Canning was always the big thing. And I'm still blessed to have plenty of family members who still do that.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely need to get myself into that classroom, the kitchen classroom of being able to preserve these things so that we were able to enjoy them year round. So we can come out into these settings and we are able to collect a much larger bulk or go to our farmers market if we're not growing them ourselves.
Yeah.
And get our hands on those so that we've got access to things that we know how they were sourced, how they were handled.
Yeah.
That's one of the best things we can possibly do for ourselves.
Yeah.
This has been a good day, Jason.
This has been a good day. Yeah. Thanks for joining us, guys. And make sure,
Like
whatever
it,
you do,
follow it, subscribe, whatever you need to do, because we'll be back.
and eat fruit.
Never mind my functional